Good morning, doctor.
A very good morning. Oh my God, Pillai, your video is like, it's flying.
Not working. I don't know why. It was working when I checked the video, but unfortunately, it is not working.
Okay.
Good morning, doctor.
Very good morning, Shashi Kumar.
Good morning, doctor.
Uh,
How are you,
well,
doctor?
Yeah, it's doing well, going well. Trying to be a part of different conferences and trying to send the paper. Then what I'm doing next? Yes, writing number of papers, quality papers. That's on the progress I'm right now.
Doctor, I could understand your experiences. Writing a simple paper, I'm not able to do. I'm taking more time. I'm taking more time, actually.
No, it will take time. It will take time, no doubt. Once we got into the track, it is very easy for us. In my case, when I do my PhD program, I was totally focused on the PhD thesis writing, but I could not focus much on my research publications. So after doing that, then I started doing that paper publications and all. Now more focused into that because being academician in the field of education, we need now people are looking into, rather than the PhD, they're looking into quality publication. Again, the trend has changed. Now, for example, Shashi Kumar written number of papers, okay? Shashi Kumar written number of papers, research publications and all. People are nowadays valuing your work, the quality of the work, by looking into the citation. How many people referred your paper? How many people cited your paper in their research articles and all? That is the very important nowadays. But for your cases, we are just starting. I know that you are industry professionals. Meanwhile, you're focusing all these things. It's really a great thing. So we have to do good publications as well in between. Yes, good morning, Ami, the blue and white.
Good morning, doctor, and hello, doctors.
How your day is? How is going on, everyone? Pillai is not in the video.
Yeah.
Usually I use Pillai.
Struggling, doc, struggling.
Not able to see, yeah? Okay. Yeah, now it's okay, Pillai. Something. No, we are not able to hear. And Pillai is still flying. Yeah, it's only for me or everyone?
It's everyone. Even for me, I could see in the screen.
Okay. I like to know. Let me echo. I don't know where it is. Okay. I would like to know your status and updates on your work after Eid. Before Eid, I don't want to know because you will be busy with your family. You will be doing a lot of things in between. I'm looking for everyone's at least one Scopus indexed publication, which will authenticate your work of doing your research. And how I can help you, how I can assist you, that is needed right now. The discussion is required right now. I know you are in the progress of your writing your literature review chapter after completing your research proposal. And now I would like to know your progress on your literature review and how you can collaborate or contribute a research paper, how you can write and how can I help you in this regard. Yes, it's an open discussion now. The platform is open for everyone. Yes, Ami.
Doc, with regards to the Scopus publication, uh, any timetable for these things, Doc, to need to address for this
You
publication?
asking the timeline?
Yeah. Yes, doctor. For the timeline for this one, do we have any targeted date for?
Okay, we can have maximum 2.5 months or 3 months. Is that okay?
No,
But
it depends on the topic.
yeah, but make sure in between you are doing your work of your thesis. 3 months time period is allowed. 3 months. So is that possible or not? Let me share you one paper. Let me share you one paper here. Let me try to take it. 1 second. Uh, people connections, other connections here. One second. Just recently I've seen one paper. It was a good paper. Just give me an update of your present work. Meanwhile, yeah. You can just think of it, whatever you have done, and what sort of help you need from my side. I'm checking the screenshot of the work. I'll be sharing here. Just a second. Yes. Dr. Ibrahim was. Yes.
Doctor, shall I explain what I've done so far? So
Yeah, sure.
you can help me out whether I'm going in right direction or something like that.
Very sure.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Are you able to see my screen, doctor?
Oh, 1 second.
Always facing this problem.
1 second, Shashki. September, November, December.
Are you able to see the screen, doctor?
Yes. I can see you. I can see.
It's a preparation of my research proposal. I'll just go through the thing what I've done so far, and after that, maybe a few clarifications. Still, I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm.
So my proposal topic is this one, Doctor. Study on sustainable growth of electric vehicle industry. This was the topic which we discussed long back. The first topic which I was telling was disposal management. On discussion with our team and yourself, we suggested to have a broader topic. So I selected this particular topic so that we'll address in broader sense. Afterwards, we will concentrate on a particular topic. With respect to my topic, I would say it's disposal management. I can go in detail. This was my idea. If I'm wrong, please correct me so that accordingly I will try to do it. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Doctor. Shall I move further forward?
Yeah, sure.
The table of contents, I followed your same methodology. Introduction, abstract. I'll just go through each and everything so that in introduction, I have told what I am planning to do in this research. Particularly, I am interested to study on the sustainable development, which entails prioritizing reduction. I will go through the first one. In the coming era, individuals are increasingly motivated to enhance their skills and pursue a more sophisticated lifestyle. Development is occurring across various fields, and it is essential to ensure that future generations are not compromised. Consequently, the concept of sustainable development has become critically important in all sectors. I am eager to embark on my research journey focused on sustainable development. Here, I feel sustainable development entails prioritizing the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, which is of utmost significance. Greenhouse gas emissions primarily result from industry effluents, shipping effluents, public and private transportation emissions, and other sectors.
Okay.
I am specifically concentrating on sustainable development within the electric vehicle industry because I am focusing on one particular area. That's why I written here. There are many areas I'm focusing on electric vehicle industry. This is what I'm trying to say in the introduction. In abstract, I'm explaining about the electric vehicle penetration, how it is globally affecting the climate. All those things I will explain here. And new business opportunities which is happening because of this electric vehicle penetration. I have addressed a little bit. And one good thing which I found in one of the paper is it's a very frank paper in the China where the EV vehicles, EV surge is happening in huge extent. One particular study said it is very it's a straightforward information. It's very good actually. In the particular paper, they say even though you go for EV vehicles, you are really not reducing the emissions. Instead of here, what they say is you reduce emissions in transportation section, whereas in the production side, that is where you produce energy, produce electrical energy, you burn lot of fossil fuels, mainly coal-based fuels. They very frankly say by EV alone, you are not really reducing the gas emissions. Instead of city pollution, you are increasing pollution in the industry side. So they very clearly say we have to have a strategy to produce green energy, green electrical energy. Only then your real impact of greenhouse gas emissions you can come down. That particular paper was really interesting one. But this study was done in China. The Middle East area I could not find. Most of the information for Middle East is not available. So what I thought is, I'll just go down further on this. I just want to highlight that particular one. Everybody talks about the EV vehicle reduce the emissions, but in reality, we have to see the electrical energy which is required for EV charging should be produced from green energy. Only then the real greenhouse gas emissions can be reduced. That particular paper was very much interesting. Let me further go down. So, what I feel is I should touch upon something about greenhouse gas emissions for the futuristic demand of EV. I will touch upon that one. What is the amount of greenhouse gas emissions going to come up, and accordingly, how electrical energy is being consumed, how fossil fuels or gas is being burnt to produce emissions. So I would like to give upon certain data of coming EV demand. So that will be one of my objective of the study. This is one of the objective. Doctor, excuse me, somebody is ringing the bell. 1 minute, I'll come back.
Yeah, sure.
1 minute, doctor.
That's a good point on part of study of electrical vehicle, though.
Sorry?
That's one of good point of having that electrical vehicle study, to the point that you have an electrical vehicle without no gas emissions, but when you need the recharging for the vehicle, you need that
Electricity.
also committing
Yes, you're
Sorry.
correct.
required such kind of energy just only to work. I mean, do the electric vehicle on the road, but you need an energy also, which require fossil fuel just only to.
Yes, Mr. Ami. It was very good paper. Such paper I did not see at all while I was searching the documents, and it was eye opener actually. So what I felt is with respect to Middle East, I did not get any data. So as one of my objective, I will try to collect data for Middle East between year 2015 to 2025. I don't know how much data I will be getting. I will try my best. So as a target, I will consider 10 years period. For this 10 years period, what will be the total EV vehicles and corresponding emissions reduction and corresponding power. I kept on the hold. Based on the data availability, I will try to further update on this one. This is one of the objective what I felt.
Okay.
So then going to objective 2. This is one of the another important portion which I would like to further go in detail. In EV production, there are 3 parts basically. Upstream of production, which includes fuel production and electricity generation, which describes about what is the amount of electricity required for charging the EVs. So a little bit of objective 1 also will be addressed here, and how these EV batteries are being produced. Production and use phases, which includes raw material mining, manufacturing, and maintenance throughout the usable life of EV. This is also a big subject, which I don't want to go in detail, but I want to touch upon very important information which is required for with respect to batteries recycling processes. Coming to part 3, which I want to go in detail, is the final downstream process, which focuses on recycling and waste management. So here I would like to go in detail. So my focus will be more on this subject in this portion. So will be my objective, second objective. In this one, what I'll be focusing is how much amount of batteries are being produced, how much is going to be used in Middle East, and what will be my battery waste after life cycle of the batteries, how to recycle it, how much to be recycled. Those will be my focus in this particular objective 2. And this recycling and waste management, I got enough data is available. With respect to Middle East, again, I have to go in detail. I would say now the awareness in Middle East is good actually, and government is taking action with respect to recycle processing and all. I will touch upon more information, in-depth information in this particular portions. Then coming to objective 3, this will be as a conclusive part of first and second objective, which gives an information for government and policymakers. So how to plan about EV vehicle usage in Middle East. This will be my objective 3. So this is what my idea, doctor. If you have
Yes.
any suggestions, I'm happy to further fine tune my objectives.
Okay. So you have mentioned about to check the impact or to quantify the impact on in the first objective you mentioned the same, quantify.
Yes, doctor.
How you are going to quantify the impact of EV adoption on energy consumption? How this is possible is my single doubt.
Actually, doctor, I want to collect data. My understanding is for every year they have some plan by government, say 10%, 15%, 20% of the vehicles are to be changed to EV. So what is the number of vehicles presently running, and what will be the additional vehicles which requires batteries? So actually there are 2 types of batteries, primary and secondary batteries.
Okay.
Primary batteries are the batteries which we normally use in our households, which are not rechargeable.
Okay.
The batteries which are rechargeable are secondary batteries.
Uh-huh.
For primary batteries, there is no data available for recycling point of view, because it's once it is used, it is thrown out. And actually speaking, now awareness is being given by the government to dispose it off appropriately, so that they can reuse the primary batteries also. They can recover the raw materials. That type of steps have been taken by government. Whereas secondary batteries are rechargeable batteries. So these rechargeable batteries, it has to be quantified. A little bit data is available. So my idea is for the coming demand for another 10 years, what will be the number of batteries requirement, quantified. In particular, car batteries are the big numbers actually, big quantity. So those numbers I can concentrate. Once it is, we know what is the demand of car batteries. Automatically we can back calculate the charging facility requirement. How much charging stations required? Charging stations required, that is one part, and how much electricity is required. I'm more focused on electricity. So you want to produce some X megawatt of energy. So if you want to produce X megawatt of energy, what will be my green energy requirement? That is one subject.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you want to burn the fossil fuels, how much CO2 emission will be there? So actually speaking, instead of emission of gas in the vehicles, you are going to emit the gases in the industries. So naturally, as a whole, we are not reducing the emissions. We are transferring from one area to other area only. So you can quantify. So this much amount of CO2 emission is going to be there. To avoid this much amount of CO2 emission, we are going for green energy. So government has to plan to produce green energy. like solar energy, wind energy, whatever it is. So we can give some quantifiable amount of energy which is required. Only
Okay.
then we can really reduce the greenhouse gas emission because of EV.
Okay. Got it. So, Shashi Kumar, what the second objective is being mentioned here? Can you summarize it? What exactly meant by second objective directly?
Second objective is, uh, uh, I think the first point is repetition of the objective one only. So I think I can a little bit reframe it. The second point I will go, Doctor. Production and use phases, which includes raw material mining, manufacturing, and maintenance. With respect to battery, we need raw material mainly, we get raw material from the ores only. For example, a lithium-ion battery requires lithium from the lithium ore, and there are cobalt ore, lithium, cobalt, manganese. These are the three main raw materials required for battery manufacturing. Nowadays, the next development is presently they use liquid electrolyte. From liquid electrolyte, they are going for solid electrolyte. Solid electrolyte. So ultimately, we are going to get this raw material from the ores only. So how to extract this raw material from the ores? We have to basically mine it from the ores. So it requires some process to extract these materials. For extracting these materials, we need chemicals, basically acid, or with the using acid and other chemicals, we extract these ores. So this process itself is producing lot of effluents, water effluents, solid effluents. So so even for those effluents, we need to do some proper treatment. Otherwise, we will be polluting the ground, and pollution will happen in that place also. That is what I'm going to touch upon in this objective 2.
You have to rewrite your second objective rather than writing the 3 sub-objective. Just mention only one, and you can paraphrase it all together, so that those who are reading, they'll be getting the perfect idea about.
Sure.
And the third one also, please share, because objectives are very important one. So government policy makers should proactively assess, because here you have given some kind of suggestion rather than the objective, right? Government and policy makers should proactively assess. Now, what is our objective then? Investment in social awareness, training program, educational curriculum to focus on the changing adopting electrification can be beneficial. You are given some suggestions here, right? So you can frame a very good objective which address your title. That is, sustainable growth in the electric vehicles. Because while reading the research questions and research objective, people should understand these are your area of your interest, or that these are the area that you're going to address. Okay, you can work on your objective and research questions particularly. Then I have one more question, Shashi Kumar. It's okay. While you are collecting the data, you'll be taking the data in the previous years, the government, directories and everywhere. You'll be getting the data about it. What are the policies, how it helped, how it has reduced the, uh, emissions and etc. But do you interview any other people, or who are your target people that you are going to interview, or you wanted to take any response from the EV operators, and which means the EV users?
Yes, Doctor, you're perfect actually. I want to have interview with some of the OEMs. We should get some information at least by what to say, like I do not know whether I will be able to go and talk to them directly. Some research forum, or in I want your help on that aspect. I do not know how to proceed on that actually. How to go and approach them, I do not have idea.
Okay. So if you want to study about the EV, obviously EV industry is growing, and the Middle East, even they are promoting this EV industry in many ways. As you mentioned, one of the part is like battery emissions, and one side it is that. So if you want to make your study more broader, you have to have a study on the uses of electric vehicles and how they respond to your ideas, like why they use this product. It is to make it the profitable or in their budget, or are they using for, is there having any commitment to the environment, or are they, these are the part of the policy of the government, is it beneficial, or what, by understanding the response of the EV users, you will be able to you will be able to contribute a lot, right? You will be able to recommend to the government even. So think in that aspect also, like how you are going to deal with interviews. Target EV users are the lot right now. We will be getting a minimum number of users. Even wherever I'm teaching, there are a number of students are there. So they are using EV vehicles. You'll be getting the data, your friend circle or anyone, so that they can feel it. But we will be framing the question as per your demands, as per your requirements of your research topic. What you have to do, we will be doing all the questionnaires later, not now at all. But now for the Shashi Kumar, you must be having a straightforward research question and research objective. Okay,
Yes,
this area you need to refine it. You send me or upload in the Class Pro and just inform me. You also email to me. I can work on your research proposal. Then I can give you my feedback once you submit it to me, as I have given to Ami, and Bala also have given. Then Pili also have given the same. You just complete the work. You are into the track. You are into the track. You're working on your progress because your idea is getting a little more. Earlier, you focused only battery, waste, something related to that.
waste management I focus on. Yeah.
Yeah, waste management. Now your study is having some more significance, because you wanted to cover a number of aspects. I will give you one example. When I done my research on the area of talent management, I done the study only on the faculty side firstly. Then I understood the faculty side, if I'm only doing, it's a kind of an MBA project. It's not a PhD thesis. It's only very shortest study. So thought to cover the student area, the director's area, some other more number of people I have covered into the list, some observation to cover more things. Then only it will be somewhat the greatest study, the biggest study. That's what. Okay, so carry on the same idea. Just make overall changes in terms of these things. Yeah, whatever you have written in your literature review, other things you can keep it as. I'm not telling okay to change it. Journal one. Literature review, you have to refer some papers to write how to write the literature review. Little content only you're writing, right? It's only for the research proposal.
Yes, doctor. Actually, sir, for research proposal, I prepared it. So let us review one particular research which was more significantly useful for this particular study. I've gone in detail with the content analysis, key theories and concept.
Yes,
I've
yes.
updated here.
When you are giving the citation and references, you have to give citation inside the material. I mean, in report, for after writing one paragraph, you can give the citation, and the complete link you have to provide at the end of it as in the reference.
And doctor, for research proposal also you want to do it?
Yeah,
for
we need
research
to.
proposal?
Yes. Research proposal also, whenever you are taking the concept of anyone, you need to provide the citation, the detailed references link. For example, whatever you have written, Vidhi R. Srivastava, 2000, this copy, cut and paste in the reference section. Other things are fine.
Actually, doctor, one small clarification is this particular paper is having a lot of citations. Actually, lot of citations.
No. Citation means, for example, electric vehicles penetration. You're talking about the key theories and concept discussed in this journal, yeah?
Yes, doctor.
Then you are going to write only the name of this journal, name of this paper. You're not going to write everyone's name there.
Okay, that is what my doubt. If, for example, just doctor, I'll just open one of the paper.
Yeah.
This is one particular paper, electrical industry, sustainable development with the stakeholder engagement system. Are you able to see, doctor?
No.
Oh, what happened?
Citation means what you're writing, from where you got it, who mentioned this. That's all about.
Okay. My doubt was in that particular paper, they have referenced, say, 20 to 30 papers,
Yes,
citations are available.
yes.
So, should I take all those references, or
No,
only one this
no.
paper alone I can show?
Yes. For example, can you show me any of the paper that you have?
Yes, doctor. I'll just.
You can off the screen of it, and you can screen share once again.
Again, I will share it. Yeah.
It's very disappointing the Pilla is not in the visibility. Yeah,
Yes, doctor.
used to see him every classes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm listening to that.
Okay, okay. Now it's okay. No, no, no. Little bit, yeah. A little bit is okay. I think Pilla has changed your hairstyle.
Are you able to see my screen, doctor?
Oh, yeah. No, 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 no.
Still not what happened.
Okay. Ami, are you still in the ambulance or hospital or any other places?
Just in
What-
my room right now.
Okay, 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 okay. Yes,
Um,
yes. For example, Shashi Kumar,
Yes, doctor.
you got any content? What I can say, for example, just wait here. Are you able to see 8 to 10?
8 to 10. 8 to 10. Yes, doctor. Yeah. This yellow colored. Yeah.
If you are writing this, the sustainable development of the EV industry aims at ecological and economic, this paragraph?
Yes, doctor. This particular paragraph
Yes,
I studied,
yes.
and this content I used in my.
If you have used this particular content in your any other work, you need to mention this 8 to 10, which means if you're going to the reference site, you'll be able to find out who is the author for this. You need to mention the name there.
Yes, doctor. Yeah.
And
So,
for example, another aspect, if you mention these content, who said this 5 to 6? Which means the air quality was improved through the fuel efficient technology. If you want to write this, you need to give the name of this author, 5 to 6.
okay. So this
Okay.
5 to 6, if I go here, I'm having the information here. 5 to 6, I'm having here.
Yes, yes, yes. Similarly,
So this
because
data should be available there, is it?
yeah, only those authors only you need to write. You don't need to mention every author's author.
Okay, doctor.
Okay. Now, I just would like to share you. Can you do one thing? Can you search one journal called International Review of Management and Marketing? International Review of Management and Marketing. International Review of Management and Marketing. This is Corpus Indus publication. It takes almost 3 months to get it published, which means if you're sending your work, they'll be going to the different review. Once you have this publication, this is enough for your final submission of your work. International Review of Marketing.
International Review of
Management and Marketing.
Okay. I will share my screen again.
Yes, SCIM. Please go through this journal and at least take the latest one of the article, which is they are published. you will be able to understand how well we can do this. If you're taking the latest current issue, the impact of AI-driven strategy, you'll be able to understand it is a little bit easier.
Okay.
I got it, doctor. Actually, share my screen.
Yes, are you sharing?
I opened it, but not able to share.
One second, I'm sharing, okay? Are you able to see this? Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, doctor, we could see now. Yeah.
Okay. If you are looking over here, this is the Scopus source detail, International Review of Management and Marketing. Yes. This is an open access. Whoever published it, they'll be getting this. Everyone can read this. So still it's having the Scopus index. And once again, I want to change one more thing. International Review of Management and Marketing. This is an article. Now I'm focusing to get published for this paper, for this journal. So once you publish, see how many people are there in this article? Mahmoud, Zahid Hussain, and number of people, right? We can add 2, 3 people or 4 people in one, so that whoever writing each other, they can share each other, which means you 4 are deciding to write one paper. So you are writing the name of other authors. You have to little contribute something. Then what is happening? The 4 people will be having the 4 publications, right? Please, all of you, please take this journal and just take the full text and read it out. I need a 1-minute time break.
Doctor, if you once after completing this, if you allow me, I can share the introduction and the literature review part of my book, because it is due in April.
Okay, are you able to see? Pillai, are you able to see this paper that I downloaded right now?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, yes, doctor.
Detailed paper you can see, right?
Yep.
Yes, doctor.
This is the latest publication I could see from this paper, International Review of Management and Marketing. I really wanted to see that you people are publishing some paper in this. See, received 17 September 2024. Usually it will take a long time, but comparatively this paper takes a very lesser time. It has taken almost 3 months, yeah? 3 months. November, October, November, December, right? 3 months time they have taken to publish this paper, right? Which means they'll be going through the number of things in between. You can even write empirical paper. This is an empirical paper. You can write a conceptual paper. Conceptual paper means the theoretical paper. Theoretical paper. Your ideas about your sustainable energy or the oil and gas industry, anything. You're compiling number of other articles you're writing. You're making a bibliography analysis. See, this is the paper. You can have a look on this, how they have written. A small introduction they have given for this paper, impact of AI-driven strategy. Introduction. Literature review. literature review on the key variables they have written. Then research methodology, what methodology they have used for the study. Then comes to data analysis section. If you're not doing empirical means we need to collect the data, right? So at this moment, we are not supposed to do that because we didn't collect the data for anything. You can at least compile the data that already you got it. Or even you can write, for example, Army can write an analysis on, what ambulance delivery, what we call emergency response. What, Army? We call it as emergency?
Yes,
I'm not
doctor,
able-
the emergency medical services, the emergency
Yeah.
response time of ambulance.
Yes, emergency medical services. You're writing, I feel very rare topics I could see in this areas. You are taking some of the data which is available in the website. You're compiling this. You're giving some theoretical data, but you are giving your own analysis, how well it is being met. What is the recommendation being a researcher or being an employee you can provide? You can work on it. You can make it done because it will not take enough time for this discussion, done, conclusion. Then they are giving the references for this. It's only maximum 7 pages work. It has got published, which means once you have this publication, I can say proudly that, okay, uh, your thesis work will be having some authenticity because based on your work, based on your analysis, based on your research, you're also contributing some quality research. Think of it. What kind of assistance I need, you can discuss with me now. When we meet the next week, I can share the insight or how I can contribute to your work. So you're planning for writing in your own each areas. For example, uh, Shashi Kumar is writing the electric vehicles area. Ami is writing ambulance. Pillai is writing on the oil and gas. Bala is writing is on a what is Bala water management, right? Water recycling and etc. So for our getting the publication and these aspects. Okay, yes, Pillai. No, we are not able to hear.
Prepared the introduction and literature review part, which is due for this month, April month. We are supposed to complete it. Just I can share my screen. Just have a look on that. How I have written.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Shall I share my screen?
Yeah, yes. I will be stop sharing now. Meanwhile, I want to think of it when we meet for the next time. Think of it because why I'm telling this importantly, you're already writing a literature review chapter, right? You're writing a literature review chapter. Meanwhile, you'll be getting a lot of data. So which must be compiled into a research paper. We have a time of 3 months. So when you come for the next week, next class, you just have an idea with your one of the topic of your area. You have to make a topic for your research paper similar to your topic. So EV industry. Can I give one suggestion for the EV industries area? EV industry challenges, prospects, and challenges, prospects. It's fine. Or you can write number of other areas as well. 1 second. Yes, you can mention like, economic viability of EV startups or economic viability of EV industry, barriers and success factors. You can write like that. Or you can mention something related to AI and EV. The role of carbon taxation, and the green subsidies in accelerating EV adoption. There are a number of things, the number of topics you can relate to. You can mention that as well. Just have a topic in your mind. Just start writing something, introduction or something, while you are writing your literature review chapter for your thesis. Meanwhile, you'll be able to complete your literature review. You will be able to complete one research article as well. Perfect. Yes.
Sorry,
This
able to
is
see my screen?
this is your research paper, right? I mean,
Yes,
research thesis, right?
Yes, doctor. This is just the introduction and the literature review part, which we are
Perfect.
supposed to submit by this.
Okay, okay, good, good, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is how I have started my introduction. So energy is the backbone. I just given the brief of how the energy is being taken in the energy sources. Energy, the world physical states, which they harness, they capitalize the various technologies, renewable energy. So I have briefly here. Then here I mentioned about the different types of energy resources, especially fossil fuels contribute to the greenhouse emission. Here I mentioned about the fossil fuels are considered to be primary reason for anthropogenic emission in 18th century. So I have mentioned the author as you mentioned here. The carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere, for example, has increased from pre-industrial age of 280 ppm to 415 ppm. The acceleration in the growth of CO2 concentration can be gauged from the fact of almost 100 ppm to the total of 130 ppm. This is mentioned by these authors in this energy transition, 4 Ds of energy transition paper. Climate change is happening. So what is climate change also here mentioned here? During 20th century, the global sea level rose by 20 centimeters. The pace of rising sea level is accelerating every year over the last 2 decades. It has been almost double that of last century. So it has been mentioned in the climate change paper by NASA. Middle East, the home over 50% of world oil reserves. It is mentioned by this author. Is at the forefront of the dynamics.
Pillai, in between, I want to tell, while you're giving the citation, you need to provide the year as well. You have
Okay.
written for few, but not for everything. Also,
Okay.
no need to mention whenever you are mentioning, like, okay. In the down, I could see by 2050 or something. Okay. That's okay. Continue.
So here, this is the name of the paper. So according to the Energy Information EIA administration, between 2018 to 2050, the world energy requirements are projected to increase by 50%. They have predicted in this paper. EIA project near 50% increase in paper name. Access to challenge for the significant proportions of population in developing countries. The energy sector is experiencing a major transformation to address the energy and environmental challenge because the energy demand is going to increase by 50%. At the same time, we are facing the climate change and the greenhouse gas emission also we are facing. So the primary aim of this transition, so the energy sector is a major transformation to address the energy and environmental challenges. The primary aim of this transition is to shift the global energy system away from fossil fuels. Usage of energy is closely linked to the environment. It was mentioned by this author. I mentioned here because I have mentioned in the end of uh, the full paper is mentioned. If you want, I can mention 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 later. I can mention what the paper I mentioned. That I can mention. The entire paper reference I have given. The author name only I have mentioned there in the body of paper.
Not able to.
Are you able to see now?
Yeah,
Hello.
because getting some stack in between your words.
Okay. Now is it okay?
Yeah.
So the use of energy is closely linked to the environment. It is estimated that despite the pledges and efforts of global community to tackle climate change, CO2 emissions from energy and industry have increased 60% since United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change signed in 1990. This was mentioned by 2050. There is a net zero by 2050. This is what the paper estimates that the scenario consistent with the objective of Paris Agreement and hydrocarbon producers would not only face structurally lower oil prices but also lower demand. So this is what my main the paper talked about. Because the hydrocarbon producers, oil and gas industries, they will face structurally lower oil price in future, but also lower as a result of more rigorous policies on fuel switching and efficiency. This could lead to vast loss in revenue. Almost 25 to 40% of our oil and gas producers over period to 2040 compared with the central scenario. Without economic reforms, it would translate into large current account deficits, downward pressure on currencies, and lower government spending. A situation that, given the rentier state configuration, rentier, so rentier means the government is not earning money from the fiscal revenue; they are spending the money from oil and gas to the people. That's why the entire configuration that Middle East hydrocarbon producers could put at risk established social contracts in the region and potentially lead to social and political tension. This one, the crux of this paper. The global energy landscape is undergoing unprecedented changes. Climate change, technological innovation, and evolving consumer preferences are reshaping the energy paradigm. This paper evaluates how these factors intersect with the geopolitical and economic realities of Middle East. The central focus is to provide actionable insights for stakeholders to navigate the challenges and seize opportunities presented by the energy transition. The situation calls for urgent paradigm shift across the entire energy, responding to the challenges at hand and to ensure supply of energy compatible with the demands of sustainable future of the planet. The global energy sector is going to a the energy transition can be taken. I have mentioned about the energy transition. The title is Navigating Through Global Energy Transition. So I have defined what is energy transition here. The energy transition is a pathway to a transformation of global energy sector from fossil-based zero carbon, fossil-based to zero carbon by the second half of this century. At the heart of ongoing energy transition is the need to reduce the related CO2 emissions to limit climate change. It was defined by ARENA, International Renewable Energy Association, Energy Transition. So here I have to change the researcher I have to mention in this paper. We discussed the significant transformation occurring in the global energy landscape, particularly within the oil and gas sector, as it shifts towards sustainable practices driven by environmental regulation, social pressures, and technological advancements. It emphasized the industry need to transition from traditional fossil fuel dependency to low carbon economy. This paper explores evolving business models that support this transition, highlighting strategies such as diversifying energy portfolios with investments in renewable sources, enhancing operational efficiency through digital technologies, and focusing on carbon capture and circular economy principles to minimize waste and emissions while ensuring profitability and financial growth. Key approaches include adoption of carbon capture, utilization, and storage technologies, the integration of circular economy principles to minimize waste and emissions, the formation of partnerships between oil and gas companies and renewable energy firms. The study highlights the importance of regulatory frameworks in shaping these business models and the need for workforce reskilling to adapt to emerging sectors, ultimately ensuring financial resilience while aligning the global development. This is what the introduction part. So, any comments, Doctor?
Yes. You can continue. No issue.
So then comes to the literature review. So I talked about the literature review highlights a significant transformation in the global energy landscape, emphasizing the oil and gas sector shift towards sustainable practices. Just a given a little bit introduction about the literature review, what I have done it. It also examines the key approaches such as diversity energy portfolios through investment in renewable energy, wind, solar, hydrogen, enhancing the operational efficiency via digital technology, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things. Additionally, review address the importance of carbon capture and everything. So here comes the literature review. Challenges in energy transition. So based on the literature, regulatory and market pressures, oil and gas companies face increasing regulatory demand to reduce carbon emissions and transition to low carbon energy resources. This is compounded with market pressures and renewable energy because more cost competitive. This was in this paper, 2023. Technological and economical barriers. The transition involves significant technological and economical challenges, including need for substantial investment in new technology and infrastructure, as well as potential disruption to the existing business model. It was from this paper. Workforce and skill adaptation. The shift towards renewable energy necessitates reskilling the workforce to meet the demand of new energy technologies. It can be a complex and resource-intensive process. It's also referred to. The opportunities, these are all the challenges. Then the opportunities in the energy transition, diversification and innovation. Companies are exploring diversification into renewable energy sources such as wind, solar, and hydrogen, which can open new revenue streams and reduce dependency on fossil fuels. So the oil and gas industries, they can diversify their investment into these industries. Partnerships and the collaborations. Collaborations between oil and gas companies and renewable energy firms are emerging as a critical pathway for mutual growth and sustainability, facilitating knowledge and exchange and resource optimization. It was discussed in this paper. TC, carbon capture and storage. Invest in carbon capture storage technology and strategic move to mitigate environmental impact while maintaining operational viability. This approach is gaining traction as a means to balance carbon reduction with continued fossil fuel. When they produce fossil fuel, the carbon dioxide which is emitted can be captured back so that the less carbon dioxide emission to the atmosphere. So while the energy transition poses significant challenges, it also offers opportunities for innovation and growth. The oil and gas sector can leverage its existing capabilities and resources to play a pivotal role in the global shift towards sustainable energy. However, the transition must be managed carefully to ensure economic and political sustainability, avoiding adverse outcomes such as energy supply disruption or economic instability. So then the economic implications I have mentioned here, the Middle East economy has historically relied on oil revenue, making the transition financially challenging. Diversification into renewable energy sources is crucial for reducing dependence on fossil fuels and ensuring long-term economic stability. Financial constraints and the need for investment into technology are significant barriers to this transition. And technological advancement, the adoption of digital technologies such as AI and Internet of Things (IoT) are vital for enhancing operational efficiency in oil and gas. So, improving the operational efficiency, also another way of reducing the reducing the fossil fuel consumption. So that every industry is now following up, and even there is ISO 50,001 is also concentrating on energy system. Every year we have to improve the energy efficiency. Carbon capture and utilization technologies are emerging as essential tools for mitigating environmental impact while maintaining profitability. This is discussed in this paper. Then the regulatory and social challenges. I have referred based on my objective, which was mentioned in the research proposal. Based on that, I have taken the title. The complex regulatory frameworks and social acceptance issues can hinder the transition. Because when the company oil and gas industry, they are investing on renewable energy, the rent given to the public will be reduced. So now even now gas is a listed company now in ADX exchange. So now the whatever the profit we are making is getting reinvested again back to a new project like carbon capture projects and a lot of other expansion projects are being reinvested. So when the earnings from the oil and gas business are getting reinvested, then the rent given to the people, public, will be reduced, isn't it? So then there will be an impact on the social and social acceptance of this investment. So that also the government has to manage. There is a pressing need for supportive policies that encourage investment in renewable energy and facilitate collaboration between oil and gas companies and the renewable energy firms. So this has been discussed in this paper. While the transition to renewable energy offers significant potential for sustainable development, it also reveals the complexities of balancing economic growth with environmental responsibility. The oil and gas sector must navigate these challenges while embracing innovation and collaboration to remain relevant in a rapidly evolving energy landscape. So here is the theoretical frameworks of this paper and conceptual frameworks. The theoretical frameworks such as the Global Welfare Region Framework help contextualize the role of community and institutional responsibilities in transition. Political science contributions, particularly regarding democracy and party competition, provide insights into governance structures that influence energy policy. So this has been discussed in this paper, the conceptual framework, and the findings from the paper have been listed here. Energy transition impacts economy, technology, society, and geopolitics. Challenges include financial constraints, successful sustainability initiatives, and areas needing improvement identified in the paper. A lot of findings from the paper. And the research gap, existing literature often overlooks the unique socio-political dynamics of midways, which can significantly affect energy transition strategy. There is scarcity of empirical studies that assess the effectiveness of current policies in facilitating a sustainability transition. There is a scarcity of empirical studies. Areas needing improvement in sustainability initiatives, effectiveness of current sustainability efforts not fully assessed, technology barriers in renewable energy adoption, strategies for successful energy transition in oil and gas. Sorry, research gap. So I have mentioned, I have put all the literatures review as a table form here, the major objective of the literatures and the limitations, future measures and work and conclusion listed here. In addition to that, I have to put the variables and research gap also I have to. This is a research gap. Future measures and the research gap.
So, Pillai, where you have mentioned the title of this article or major object, you have written date 6 June 20, right? Which is for
Yeah,
article.
yeah. So I have to be, I will put authors also. Authors and title.
Yeah, author.
Author, then I mentioned I will put the title.
Title also you can mention. That's also good. Then otherwise it's not able to follow for us. Okay,
I'll
later.
mention it. I'll mention it.
Mhm.
So the big table it runs into pages. I'll edit the content. Then I'll reduce the table into less number of pages. Then
Okay,
I have
that's
put the references here.
You can align the table altogether so that it seems to be good. And the literature review chapter, anyhow, I think you need to work a little bit more, right? In literature review
Yes.
chapter. You didn't
Yes,
finish.
sir. I'm just working on that.
Yes, I
So,
got. You can work on the conceptual framework area of your topic.
Okay.
Doctor, one clarification.
Yeah.
With respect to content analysis, I have captured this literature review point in Excel sheet.
Yeah.
Should we show as an appendix will be over, or we have to show in the
That is
Word
not all.
document as Mr. Pillai showed?
That depends upon, like, we will see how well you are writing the literature review. If here your literature review chapter is directly from all these articles, you can give it in the appendix part. But sometime we have to add in the literature review chapter itself. We will see at the end of it what is the number of pages in the literature review. Whether if it is lesser, we can add in the content analysis in our literature review chapter. Otherwise, we can give directly into the appendix part.
Shall I share my screen to show that Excel sheet, doctor? So that
Yeah,
anything.
sure.
Is
So
it okay?
good, Pillai, keep writing these, and you have to work on refine the entire literature review chapter. Then we will be checking review and everything will be provided after that once
Okay,
you finish.
by next week I'll be completing it and I'll be preparing it for your review. Then by month end we can finalize this.
Okay, no need to mention the published year. You can mention the published year, but no need to write the published.
Okay, doctor. That one I'll remove it off.
Document.
Just yeah.
Document link is not required. But for you can keep it.
For me, I kept, doctor. This
Or you
document
can
link.
keep that. But when you are coming and publisher is not required.
Okay,
So
doctor.
title is good if you're adding. Journal title is fine. Journal title is fine. Keyword is okay. Objective and abstract is fine. Objective and abstract. Future research suggestions. What is
this
file
this
location?
file name and the location is my personal computer location link I kept here
Okay.
for my easy
Okay.
check.
If you are adding in your appendix of your research work, you must be having the author name, and the year of the publication. Yeah, both you can mention in this. Okay, 2 column you can keep it, up to you. The title of your that particular paper. Then you can write the major findings of the study, the variable they have used it. You have mentioned the keyword, right? Similarly,
Yes, sir.
you can use the variables or the keywords or variables, no problem. Either you can use it. Objective of the paper you can write, the findings of the paper you can write. Then rather than going for a limitation, you can, conclusion is not required. Conclusion is not required.
Okay.
Findings, because these things must be helpful for us. That's why. Conclusion you can write, sorry, not a conclusion. You can write the findings, you can write with what are the variables or the keywords they have used in the paper. Objectives, you can write it.
Okay.
Research gap, if the paper is specifically mentioned, then you can write research gap, because this will help us to frame our research gap. That's why. Somebody is looking your this content analysis, they'll be having the clear idea. Oh, this paper, this person has looked into number of paper, and he understood this is the research gap of this particular paper. It helped him to frame his research gap for his study. That's all.
Okay, doctor. Doctor, one general doubt actually.
Yeah.
If I go for search of details, I'm getting lot of unnecessary papers. I'm really getting lost actually.
No,
You have any
unnecessary
suggestions
papers,
on that?
unnecessary papers we don't need to see.
Yes,
Only,
doctor.
only the really the topic which is directly connected to your area. At least you feel, okay, this is important for your research work. We can easily identify that. We don't need to go for the very, very, a very, because your study is in EV industry. This is very latest paper. I mean, latest area. So you don't need to go for a very outdated one. You can just go for a most number of recent papers. At the same time, go for industry, automobile industry or EV areas, particularly
Yes,
EV
doctor.
industry.
Actually, almost some 50 to 60 papers. Whenever I go something new, I find it out. And it sometimes it is useful for my study. And
Then just keep
it
it.
is
Yeah.
it is taking me to other direction actually. I just as a suggestion I'm asking,
No,
because
no,
I'm wasting
no.
most of my time in
No worries, no worries. What you can do is take all these articles with you and give your own analysis on this paper with your literature review chapter, because you are giving a summary of this particular article, right, in your literature review chapter, connecting with your topic. That's all about. If it is important, just write down. Or if you are not important, just keep it one file. Whenever it is important, we can add it. That's all about. No need to pressurize ourselves. No need of it.
okay, okay. And with respect to data collection, I'm trying to going with the website what you suggested us.
Okay.
Actual present data, how to get it, doctor? For
Which one?
example, I want to get the EV manufacturing data for the next 10 years.
Next
Do you have
gen.
any suggestion next 10 years? I want
Only
to know, yeah.
when this only
As
EV
as an example, I'm asking,
website
as an,
or EV technology market report. You'll be getting EV technology market report in Asia, Europe, and global EV technology, East Asian, North American, number of areas are there.
yeah.
Clicking that one, you will be able to get it.
Okay, okay, doctor, I'll try
Those are
to.
available.
Yeah.
Then Deloitte has provided some Middle East coast electric some data. Statista also will be providing. Or MENA, a Clean Energy Business Council, is also given some report. Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Revamp of the EV market in the Middle East. They have given the report from 2020 to 2028. Data is available, but we need to reach the right direction. That's all about.
Yes, doctor, that's what I, okay, doctor.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
For once you done your literature review chapter and confident enough, then please send to me. I'll be going with that, giving you reply for this. Then for Shashikumar, just make the refinement in areas of research question objective directly linked to your research title, your title. Then Amiz, I believe quite busy the recent days and work on it. No problem. We have time. And think meanwhile some publication as well. Okay, we will see the next week, or I will be informing you. If we don't have a session next week, then I will be informing you. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Have a nice
Okay,
day.
doctors. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
doctors.
you.
Thank you.